All right, we're back. My name is Joel Duggan. If you're just tuning in, we're in Satisfactory. I'm going to turn off the music. And we're going to jump in where we left off yesterday, which is working on main bus and overflow adjustments. Because update 8 is coming on Tuesday. And I'd like to update this save as close to Tuesday as I can. I might wait for the dust to settle to make sure that there's nothing too wrong about it. Now, we had a little interesting conversation in the Minecraft stream that I just did for the last 3 hours. That's going to be up on the VOD channel. We're getting real close to 1,000 subscribers on Joel Duggan VODs on YouTube. But we were looking at the notification noises, and I'm curious if they are the same volume. They look like they're the same volume on my end, but some people were saying that the notifications were a little bit on the low side. So I'm waiting to get into the game so we have actually like background audio from Satisfactory kicking around. I do notice that the Satisfactory volume on this OBS setup is not ducked. So Satisfactory is at the same level as my microphone. So we'll see what's up here. Let me just go next to something that's making a lot of noise, like maybe we'll go in here. There'll be some ambient factory noises and things happening. So you can hear my footsteps. You should be able to hear these machines doing their things. So I'm going to play a test notification and let me know if this is a lot lower in volume than it was on the last stream. It's coming in at minus 35 to minus 30 decibels, which is where I thought that they were. It could be just the fact that Satisfactory has more background noise. Way quieter, really? That's really bizarre. I wonder why that's different. I'll have to look into why that's different from one stream to the next, because it shouldn't be. It's the same audio setup. Like, I'm on the same computer. I copy and pasted the capture. So I wonder what the difference is. Let me just double check one thing here. OBS Studio, monitor and output. Yeah, that's right. There was 100 bits from MindTripMedia on the starting screen, says Cosmic. Thank you for letting me know that, Cosmic. And MindTripMedia, thank you ever so much for the 100 bits at the start of the stream. I very much appreciate it. All right, well, it's nighttime, so we're going to work through the evening. Generally in Satisfactory, I take my little breaks during the night because it's hard to see, and I don't have any mods on this playthrough. So what we were doing at the end of the last stream was taking these two belts here, these, what are they, bauxite belts, and we were moving them. And so what we can do is see where these are going and figure out where they're going to hook up. I believe this is where they leave up here. Yeah, this is where the bauxite goes. Oh no, it's back here. Right. That's the input for the bauxite. So what I'm going to do is probably remove this one and this one. I'm going to have to redo the way that our aluminum works anyway. And actually, we'll probably just remove all of this, get rid of that, and we'll replace that with something like that. And we'll bring the belts in elsewhere. So we're not going to have 4 belts, we're going to have 2. And that's going to come in from these belts here. And what I'll probably do to future-proof this is use splitters. And we were using exit holes, so we'll do the same thing here. Do I have a straight one? Don't. So we'll use holes there and there. And we'll just use a straight up splitter. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oh look, it's daytime. Great. I'll watch my inventory here. Probably running out of room. So what we'll do is use a splitter here. Smart splitter specifically, because I really don't want something like a foreign material going into these factories. That happened with our quartz factory, and man, what a pain to remove everything off the belts. So I'm not sure why we're getting these lines, but I'll take it. The top one snapped, the bottom one does not want to snap, so I don't know what's going on there. So we will go with left output is going to be bauxite. Oops. Overflow will go straight ahead. Left is going to be none. We'll copy those settings, apply those to the same thing here, and then we'll worry about that coal later. So I'm going to pop up to my storage room and remove some things into my inventory, because we're going to be removing a lot of belts, and I got a funny feeling we're going to overflow and start leaving boxes of shame everywhere. I'm really enjoying being back in Satisfactory, and I'm really looking forward to the update 8 quality of life improvements. I'm just hoping that the change to the Unreal Engine does not completely bork our computer and make it really difficult to play. Alright. I don't need triple stacks of things. Generally 2 or 3 is plenty. Lots of pipes. I find 2 stacks is kind of happy medium, unless you're building something specific that needs them. That's pretty good. That should give us some room. Any thoughts on a computer upgrade? I was talking to Ryan Murphy about it, and Alistair, actually, who I was just streaming with here a little while ago on the Minecraft server, has offered to take me to Canada Computers. Canada Computers was recommended by Ryan, and it also happens to be a place that has a local brick and mortar shop, so I could actually go and look at potential systems. The advice that I got from a couple of other people in the community is that it would be good to go with a system that's been put together for you by a company, because then at least it comes with a warranty. And if anything goes wrong, then you've got a place to send it to. Pixelriffs actually had that issue where he had something going wrong with his computer. I think it was with the cooling system or something. Anyway, he sent it back to the shop, which is great. But I don't have that option, because like the computer that I have was built. I bought the parts, and my friend John built it, and he did a good job. I think we maybe had some bad luck with the parts or the motherboard or something. So it's also 5+ years old. So it is starting to get a little bit older, and I'd like to do things like be able to play Minecraft with shaders and play games like Satisfactory that don't get too laggy. And there's some newer games that I'd like to be able to play and not have to worry about the graphics. Oh, see, this is why even with that inventory clearing, still having these issues. I mean, it's good that you get all your materials back in this game, don't get me wrong. And these belts are obviously made of reinforced encased industrial beams. That's right, we're almost there. See, we've got copper on that top one, and that's not what we want. I'm going to just delete that whole belt, I think. I'm definitely hitting the wrong hotkeys after playing Minecraft for like 2 hours, 3 hours. Should have time on Monday or Tuesday. Right on. I don't know if that's something I need to do right now, but thanks. Yeah, I need to start thinking about it. I think is what has to happen. All right, I'm gonna actually go back and build this backwards because I feel like if I start here, I'm going to mess things up. So we're just going to scoot along here. I need to use these more for transportation. They are really fun. It's really good to go that fast. So here we are over here. And so I just need to continue these 2 lines back. I guess we'll start with putting these 2 lines here. I think we're still building the right color. Yes. And I guess what we could do here is just a simple zigzag. Oh, that's tricky. I wonder if it would be better to use a single outlet. How am I decorating this thing too? We've been using these. I don't mind the glass. It's kind of a cool look. Are these... I think these are... yeah, okay. Those are all singles. We can just use the customizer for that. So what I could do is change the positions of these and just use a single wall with 2 holes in it. Here. Oh, that didn't work. And then I could put the smart splitter here. And the other smart splitter here. And that should line up with a lift. I hope. Oh, it doesn't. Well, that's annoying. Well, it'll line up with a lift on the other side, but then we've got these one-sided holes. That's frustrating. If there was any mod that I would use in this game, it would be a single hole left or right. We can use doors, but they don't tend to stay open the way that you want them to. So we could do that. And then I would prefer to have the lift start here. And that way we could take this and I think I'll leave that unhooked for now, just in case something goes wrong. Although I guess no, that's fine because if we use the smart splitter, then we should be good. And then this can just be a straight hook from there to there. And I should still have the same settings on my clipboard. Yep. And then I can remove this and do the same thing here. So then they go in those sections there. Any overflow will come out here, but it'll just get stuck. Not that we're going to expect to have any. We're going to be using all of it, I believe. And then now I just want to backtrack this particular situation. And these, I feel like I should temporarily get them out of the way. Let's put in a couple of lifts. And then we'll just maybe put these over here. Just to make sure that they're still hooked up, even though we are going to eventually move them down. I just don't want them clipping through this line so I can see exactly what I'm doing. Handle, thanks for hanging out. Take her easy. Thanks very much. I appreciate the kind words. Thanks for coming by. Oh, and this one. What's this? This is going in there. Well, that's not really clipping through the belt, so we should be good there. All right. Let's just... We've got these hooked up. That's going back this way. Trying to delete a few things as I go. Make things a little cleaner. Working out our hypertube situation is going to be very tricky. Not sure where I'm going to put those. That's not going to be a weird visual experience traveling down the tubes. It's very rewarding, I feel, at this stage to be organizing into a very cool looking final bus. Some of the other features of Update 8 that I've been looking at is that you can toggle what you can delete. So you can kind of filter what you're deleting, which is cool. I don't know why that's there. Okay, that's good. Do you have a certain level of nervousness making any changes around this save, given how much time you spent on what you've made already? You mean not changes like this. I get nervous about updates. I would be really disappointed if when I upgrade to Update 8, if the game is unplayable. I get some problems sometimes with frame setters if my computer is taxed too much. And so I'd be really disappointed if I updated to Upgrade 8, which you can't do. You can't go back. Like once you update, you are stuck. So it would be disappointing if I updated and then could no longer play. This is just kind of hovering, doing nothing. I think that's the quartz line. That's all good. So really it's just about deleting these supports. I think this top part is actually going to be a small wall. If I looked elsewhere, yeah, so here you use the wall to place the belt, but then you just replace it with a little half wall and it actually looks pretty good. So I think that's what we might do along here. We'll just grab that and do something like that. I think that I'd worry if that I got something working, then need to move it. Oh yeah, well that's why I'm taking time to do this. If I was more confident about that kind of thing you're talking about, Cosmic, then I would be deleting a lot more and just going from scratch. But that's why I'm moving one series of belts at a time, because I really don't want to mess anything up. You'll also notice that the trains aren't running, so the bauxite train is not bringing in anything while we're doing this, so I'm not constantly dealing with stuff potentially going to the wrong machines. Nothing like that. One of the reasons the bauxite train isn't running is because I didn't want to I didn't want to have it running while the we were updating the train roundabouts. So that was key too. I also really like this idea too of going up higher. So we could end up doing something like this every once in a while. I'm not sure which I like better. That obviously helps with the hypertube network. That could be fun, kind of fun to do too. That's something else I need to do as well, is that I'm not on the latest version of Windows. I'm still on Windows 10. I could update that now, but I'm always just so scared with the way that streaming is and how often you have these little things that go wrong, even when you're just not, you haven't made any adjustments. I just find that once you've got things working, you really don't want to rock the boat. All right. Okay, so that's the inputs. And now we just have to stack these up a little taller. I really need to figure out what I'm going to do here. All right, so here's where they start to get separated. Oh, I started using lifts. That's cool. Yeah, I like that idea. Although that doesn't work for all things. Well, it might. Yeah, it could work there. I could do a lift there. Maybe that's what we'll end up doing here. Whoops. Okay, so now we have two belts on the top here, and they have to be bauxite. So I've got to figure out where the bauxite is coming in. There it is there. And it's on 4 belts coming off the train. Now this has been haphazardly load balanced. It looks like it's ready to be properly load balanced up here though, and run through there. So we're going to be doing a lot of fixing work here. I forgot those doors were here. Mixmaster, I believe, is the bauxite train. And I don't have any signs, nothing, just indicating by color of the cars. Bauxite. Why is this empty? Oh, I just missed. Okay. And bauxite. So there are 4 cars full of bauxite. I'm going to have to redo the math on that for sure. Did I color code the whole thing? No, just the signs. So we'll copy that. Where does that get snapped? Right in the middle. The momentum is hard to tell if it's a jetpack or some other form of propulsion. This is the hover pack. This is the hover pack. So you might see little zaps coming at me from time to time. And that's from anything electrical will power the hover pack. So this allows me to kind of like fly, kind of like creative mode in Minecraft. But you got to be close enough to a power source because you can see the meter in the bottom left. And so if you run out of juice, it lets you know. See that? It just zapped me Let's see it along here. Zap. Power up. So the one thing I find is problematic is that it really takes a long time to get anywhere. It's not as fast as a jetpack. The other thing that's a problem is it's the height on it. You don't have as much range as you want. And I find it's a little slow, but you really notice it vertically. You'll run out of space vertically quite quickly. Bauxite, and we'll change the background color. I have to go darker. That's a little bit better. These color settings are always really weird. There we go. I don't think there's a reason to move the location of Mixmaster. I don't know why that would be a thing. Bone Crusher is there. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I need to move this in any specific direction. The thing that I don't like about them Cosmic is exactly what you said. They are floaty. The hover packs are floaty. And I also find that they are because of that they have that inertia. So I find when you're trying to place something in a very specific location, it can be tricky. And this is bauxite. I think it looks fine. I don't know about the ratio. I'm going to have to work on that. So this is going to be left blank for now. I think we only need 2 belts. Oh, that copied the wrong thing. So the main thing about these trains is you want them to have 2 outputs into a bin underneath, and then you're going to have the 1 output. So that way when the trains are loading and unloading, your flow of materials does not change. So you'll see here we've got the 2 inputs unloading the cargo into the double bin, and then there's a single output coming out here. And we are really just going to jimmy these over a little bit. So we can just take these and put them in here. And I'd say we'll use the first 2. So these 2 here. And I'm just going to go over here and see how I did that. I'm pretty sure I just ran them straight along. That tends to go the farthest. Oh, that tends to go the farthest to the right. That makes sense. Okay, so we'll be bringing the bauxite way over to the end here. Unless we run out of room. I don't remember. This is the quartz train. How many belts do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, if I use these two, I should be fine. Assuming I'll need all 5 of those. So I'll focus on that. That's... Nope, that should have gone to the other one. Whoops. Then this one. Come to here. And I ran that one too far. And if you're wondering why I keep on deleting the supports, is because like you don't see them, you don't need them, and it just saves a lot of things being put into the world. So here's the previous bauxite craziness, and really all we need to do now is just get these 2 belts here over. How was I doing this? We were just dropping them down the appropriate level. And then they're going to be dropping down to this line, so we'll probably use this here. I think that's right. Don't know why that's off. I want to base it off the floor, that's for sure. Looks like it's going to work for me. So then each one will just go down to a different height. And I guess we'll put these here. One, two, three, four. That should be long enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That might just work. Oh, except for I need... Well, I guess I could drop it down from there. Oh, right. I remember now. It's too tight of a turn. Okay, we need to have this in place first then. Where? Oh, that's the second line there. So this goes not on that one, but on this one. Surprised I got that right in the first try. And then we just go one higher. Oh. Cascading lifts always look very cool in this game. And then we should just have one belt connect to here. And that belt connect to there. We might have to do some merging on the load balancing, but at least we know that 1350 will fit along here. Now this is where I think we can get more creative with these lifts and do something more fun here. For now though, we can just run this to there. Oh, did something wrong. Oh, I connected the top one. Whoops. That's going to be too far. Too steep of incline? Yep. Okay, that's why we had a lift. Oh, and then we have to do this farther back now. Right. All comes back to you. Welcome back, J. Chris. Good to see you. Then I remove all this stuff. I really wish that we had various different designs for conveyor poles like this. If it wouldn't make for such an astronomical increase in objects in the world, I would just design my own. Oh, did I make that go in the wrong way? I made that go in the wrong way, didn't I? Shoot. All right, well, that's the bauxite hooked up, but obviously not load balanced. I think I'm just going to delete this to-do list because it's not really making a lot of sense. I'm sure I will come up with other things. Okay. Oh, that would have been noticed eventually. Good, good, good. Right, so I think what has to happen at some point along here, we're probably going to have to pull from these two and connect. So these two here will probably be combined, and then these two here will probably be combined. But I need to run the math on how that actually is going to work. Oh. Is that actually going into the... I don't know that it's going into the machine, into the lift. Now it is. Glad I looked at that. Alright, so the way that these things work is you always have the same... You can't have more coming in per minute than your miners are putting out. So right now, the 4 bauxite nodes we have going are not that one. So we've got 300, 300, that's 600. 150 is the odd number, and then we've got 600 there. So that's 1200, 1350. So 1350 can fit on 2 belts. But because of the distance that the train has to go to get there, we have to figure out the throughput. And that determines how many cars you need to bring 1350, because it's 1350 per minute, but it's not 1350 per train load. It's, you know, whatever the capacity is in these things. I think it's 32 slots. So if I bring up the drive sheet, hopefully this still works from yesterday. Nope. I wish OBS would remember that I have this stuff. It's really kind of a pain that I have to like redesignate the pop-up every single time I stream because it doesn't remember what Chrome window I had open. So if we go to Red Forest resources, north to south, those are the bauxites, 300, 150, 300, 600. And they are coming in, so this is untapped. So maybe we should be bringing that all in on the same train. So we've got, can be more direct route with a shorter round trip time and add a 5th bauxite node. So I think we're probably going to attempt to do that. But here's the math on freight platform throughput, collection rate times round trip time. And so 1350 times 8, so 8 minutes. Freight car capacity is 3,200, and it means that we need 3 and a bit. And that's why we have 4 cars on the train. 4 cars, freight platforms. And then we've got this coming into the Devastator station, which is where we are now. And we've got these 3 lines. However, this is going to change. So I'm going to move this down. And what we'll do here is eliminate these 2. And we'll do 2 belts. What's 1350 divided by 2? 675. So 675. And actually I should mention that that is a Mark 5 belt. On the main bus. And those 2 belts are going to South Aluminum Refinement. And that's on the aluminum production tab. And that's right there. So that's the bauxite coming in. And that's going to be changed. So we are main bus, 2 Mark 5 belts. I think that's going to change. I think we're going to update that to be a stronger showing. And actually, that's not even what's happening here. This is going through load balancing. So we'll say this is load balancing. And I guess I'll just put the details here. 2 large storage bins. No, sorry, 4. Two output belts. Yeah, that's going to have to all change. Whoops. Okay. Unsure on what the game is like for light, but stream is at an hour. Cool, thank you, Cosmic. Let's just go and see. Oh, the sun's almost down. So we'll get there. So the thing about here is that we do have this bauxite node off here that just isn't tapped. It's really close to this other stuff, but like it's hard to... This is not easy terrain. This is all very dangerous red foresty stuff. I'm not exactly sure the best way to loop that in. This is a long way to belt for a train station. We've also got more bauxite here. And you don't see it on this map, but the train route is now different. There's a train route that comes up here. I think it's all hooked up. Can't really remember. But one of the things we could do is we could ride the bauxite train and see what that's like. So I'm going to fly the line just one more time, just to make sure that there's no issues. And that'll probably take us right to sunset. So we've got bauxite coming in, at least on those two. Bauxite coming out. That won't be the full capacity. I've got 2 Mark 5. They connect to there. And they turn the corner. And then they move down here. They spring up to these top 2. And then here, we just ride this the whole way. And they will be going into there. We hooked that up. That goes over this way. And they go into there. Now that is the end of the line. We don't have any load balancing happening beyond that. This will not work very well at all. So what I'll do, I think for now, is I'm going to put in just a little temporary... We'll snap that away. Just to make sure that we don't have any problems. And then we'll jump on the bauxite train, and that's what we'll use for our break train. Let's switch over to that. Just in time for nighttime. See, if I use the hover pack in that situation, you lose your momentum from the whatchamacallit, the hypertube. I don't think I have a way to get down. All right, stopwatch is ready. I'll probably time it for myself when I get back, but just out of curiosity, I'm wondering, I hope that this has a full hookup. Mixmaster Station, the Red Forest, those are the 2 destinations. So when I turn on self-driving, this thing is going to like do like a beep, and then it will do a it'll do a round trip. So I'm curious how long that's going to take. And I just realized I should empty all of these. And I should empty the cars as well. Is that even the right thing? I thought these were full. Yeah. The hitbox for the station and the hitbox for the car is very close. Okay. Empty train. It'll do a little beep. And it'll say, we want that to unload. And it'll say, traveling to bauxite station. And it's unload. 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 I don't think the train station at the other side has changed. I guess we'll find out. All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh, no, 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 no. I want to be on you. Away we go. Start your stopwatches. So, folks, I take a break about once an hour. It's about that time. So I'm going to step away while you get to ride the train, and I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Well, that's not very successful. What happened there? Signaling problem. All right, let's take off the self-driving and try to figure out where the signaling problem is. Is the train not outside the block? That's weird. Oh, good. Do I have weapons on me? I hope I do. And I don't have any actual guns. I do have explosives, though. That's good. Where are you, little bee friends? Oh, almost a perfect score. Where'd you go? Did I get him? I guess I got him. So why is there a signaling problem? It's a block signal. Block signal. That all makes sense. I thought I had this running before. Oh, is there no signal out here? No, that's fine. So wonder where the problem is. It must be farther along the line. Well, while we're here, we'll check out how far we have to go to get that other bit of bauxite. We'll follow the river, I guess. There's also coal, so it might be worth it to bring the belt down along the river and do it that way. The idea would be to belt this up to this, because pure, I think that's, we could get that all in one belt. So that's a possibility. All right, follow the river it is. I'm glad we've got the, actually I can switch this to jetpacks. Glad we've got the Blade Runners for this. This is all pretty easy to put support along. That's good. That is a fire-spitting lava cow. No, thank you. To our left, over that way. Oh yes, the spider area. Almost made it. Is that where it is? Nope, to our left again. Can't really see our structure from here. It would be pretty easy to belt it across the tops of these rocks. Is that it there? That's it there, I think. Bauxite. Yep. So that would actually be pretty straightforward. Belt it right across to there. And then bring it down. I don't think I brought enough for a miner, though. That was dumb. Where do we go? They are here. I can't build Mark 3 miners, just Mark 2. So we can at least put a miner over there. Oh, I forgot that there would be friends. Lots of friends. Holy crap. Well, they only take 2 shots. That's good. A little bit more exciting than running belts today. Oh, not that exciting. Oh, I missed. Hope I don't run out of bullets. Jeez. Gotcha. But there's still one more. I hear him. There he is. Pretty good camo. Making them red. And I saw some rocks that we might be able to explode. Right here. A weird animation. Oh, it's just a slug. I say just a slug. It's a purple slug. That's cool. All right, let's see what the world grid looks like up here. And maybe we'll go one higher. About right. And the idea was to bring it back up over to there. I think. Yeah. So we'd probably point it out that way. Best we can. And then I guess we just figure out the different angles we need to put them on. This would be a lift. I don't think a lift is going to completely cross that. We'll have to build something a little bit higher on that. So I'll probably just use pillars. I can't remember what style I was using. I think I was just using big concrete pillars up here. Oh, I didn't know they line those up. That's cool. I feel like that's kind of new. And I'm just going to guess maybe 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's a bit high. See, here's the thing. We could just make another train station here and belt it right to the track. I didn't notice that. That might be a smarter thing to do. Rather than belting it all the way back down, we could have a second train stop. That could make sense. So I guess we'll go one higher off of that one. Oh, that's not the right height. Crap. What? Off the edge. That's got it. Now, how many is that? That's more than 6. We'll have to kind of do a mid-belt hookup, I think. Mind the gap, yeah, really though. Here's about the middle of this rock. I'd say there. They snapped to really strange locations. That's 2 plus another meter, so 5 meters. So 5 meters above here. All right, so I was off by a meter. Glad I checked. But yeah, this is going to be too far, I think, for a single belt. Yeah, just gets to there. So line that up as best I can. Probably like here. The concrete pillar is not rendering in very well either. It's hard to see both at the same time. So pretty much the corner. I think that was close. That's a little bit of a bend. Not bad though. Like I find I've got quite a lot of lag happening up here because of the red forest. The environment has a lot of stuff rendering in, and I've got foliage and trees on really low rendering quality, and even then I'm getting a little bit of a frame stutter. So this is what I mean when I'm concerned about update 8 and the lighting changes and stuff. I feel like there might be a lot of things that might tax my computer. So the hard part about this is the train tracks are right there. There's no train station there. But in order for me to add a bauxite car onto that, we'd have to add a full, like a full train's worth. So it would have to be like 4 empty platforms and then 1 extra on the end. And what would that do for our numbers? So pure, and we'll say it's Mark II, not hooked up. And it would be 600 per minute. Don't know what all that is. That's the load balancing, I guess. And we would 100% need another freight platform, I think. Collection rate times round trip time. So that was 1350, but that would take it to 1950. So we've got, if we were to redo these numbers, it would be 1950 per minute. 1950 times 8, which we're assuming that that's still the round trip time. That's 15,600. And then you divide that by 3,200. And we'd need almost 5 cars. So we'd need to add a 5th bauxite card. Too late to do math. Well, it's only 5:46 here. Although I meant to say when I went on my break at 5:15 here, it was dark. And that's depressing. So we'll add a 5th car. So yeah, I'm gonna copy that and get rid of that, and we'll put that up here. New bauxite numbers. So I don't know what the best way to do this is. The Mixmaster would be Mixmaster 1 and 2. We'd have to add an extra stop. I guess I should just walk the track and see if there's a spot. I mean, this isn't hooked up to power at all. I mean, the alternative is to turn it and take it that way and belt it back to the main thing. But I don't think we have enough room for another car at the other station, right? I guess I could use my hover pack and get power from the train. Slow, but at least we'll see if there's any problems. This all looks normal to me. The problem with this track, of course, is that it's a one-way in, one-way out. And there's really not a lot of room for another station along here. Maybe we could elevate it? I'm not in love with this track anyway. I feel like it would be nice to have this track elevated in certain sections. I'd keep this part. Like, I think I'd keep the stuff that comes down here by the waterfall. But I would like to know what is reading as this track is being cut off and I can't get back to where I want to go. Because, I mean, nothing like the trees and stuff don't matter. The train just drives through them. I don't think this is a problematic block. Shouldn't be. I mean, I could just arbitrarily add another signal in here. It could be that this block is a problem, but I don't think so. Because it's reading correctly that we're on that block. We do have room for another car here if I really wanted to, so that at least is good. If I could not figure out a way to do it there, we could still have room. We would have to do something about the train station, but we could do it. The only thing I guess is that we do have room. We do have room down at the main station, so that's good. Let's just see if that little change made a difference. Signals to next stop are unreachable. Does it show me where that's happening? Doesn't show where that's happening. All right, I guess we'll just drive it back manually. I'm going to stop where we are potentially going to put a train station. We'll see what's up. The train drove through trees and rocks in the break? Okay. Yeah. So these are working correctly. Like you'll see... Oh, wait a minute. Maybe they're not. Do these need to have signals going both ways? Maybe that's what it is. Why is that? Yeah, that's reading as a blocked signal. I don't remember if you have to have signals on both sides of the track. You probably do. That's probably the issue. Because you saw how that was saying do not enter, but then it says no because of course we're on that block. That's probably what it is. I think maybe they've changed signals since the last time I was up here. I haven't been up here in ages. I'm having a bit of a deja vu feeling. But the train track that I've been making around the world is a double train track, so I don't know. I feel like you shouldn't have to have two, but maybe it's because we're going in both directions. When I'm remembering only using one block signal. Oh, what's going on? I'm stuck. What's going on? Like I'm stuck in the tree. There we go. I'm betting that's the problem. Here it should be fine because we got in there and it didn't turn us away. And then here it should be fine because you're only ever going one direction on this loop, right? That loop is one way. Then here, that was already there. I didn't place that there. So I think I have to go back down this whole track and place block signals. Hopefully I have enough. Yes, looks like I do. I almost wish the train tracks had colors to them, or that we could paint them, because it would make things a lot clearer, but also it would make things a lot more fun. The bright pink train tracks, I think it'd be great. All right, I guess I'm just gonna move this along a little bit at a time. Bright pink tracks, sign Cosmic up? Yeah. Not surprised. Well, that was an interesting discovery. I'm glad we tested that out. I'm glad we were on the train rather than sending it all the way up here and then having it not want to come back. Realizing this is all for naught if I decide to change the location of this track, but we need it to function for now. Alright, that's the last double, so we need to start down here. I do like that it gives you a audible ding saying you've done the job correctly. You can see the little arrow too indicating which way it's facing. That must be the problem. All this stuff is all bugged and floating in weird ways. long green section. The right here in the air is probably where I would put that train station. Yeah, the belt's right there. And there's a lot of other resources along here too. Yeah. I feel like I would probably put some pillars into the ground here, have the train station roughly at that height. I guess it depends because you don't want to have the train go too high. But we could definitely, there's definitely room here. I could also just cut down a lot of the red forest. That's another thing I could do. This has more room here, but of course, it's a lot farther from the belt. He says on a playthrough that spans a huge amount of area. You too like to be giving an audible ding when you, when you do a job well done? Nice. Some people like a pat on the head. Some people like a nice soft ding. Yeah, I really did not plan these tracks out very well. Couple more spots. Look out, beast. Oh yeah, this is terrible. That's the coal train. So we do have a connection here, and I don't think we ever want to go left here. This is always going to be something we want going the other way. So then along here, I just need to do the same thing with the blocks. Every time I see a block shift, we need to add this in here like this. You don't realize how big these block signals are until you're floating around. You're just like you see the size of the hog compared to the size of the block signal. Like, these things are massive. That should be all we've got going on here. I think that's everything. And that boulder I don't think was there before either. I don't know what would be a better way to get up here. I mean, I guess you could go that way, bridge over the crater maybe. So now that we're this far, it seems to want to work. Updates games, they add random new plants that go through things. Yeah, that happens a lot. So I find that this goes really slowly. I don't know why it takes so long to go down this hill. I think it's because I've got the wrong kind of signaling around the roundabout. I know the train is also anticipating momentum and that it's waiting for that other train to clear. And that train is coming up. That's the coal train, so it's going to come up to this level. It's going to get through the roundabout. And then once it clears, we should pick up speed again. Yeah. And that's a path signal. That's the right kind of signal to have there. But then we slow down again here, which is weird. Maybe I need another path signal there? Separate the roundabouts, maybe make them 2 separate roundabouts? I mean, it's not that slow. So I think what I'm going to... Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Crap. I always hit the wrong button. We should see this unload. So this will unload here. I don't think I've painted any of the other containers, no. I've only just labeled them. I used to have them color-coded, but I think I decided to do it the other way around. Alright, so this has got 2 Mark IVs, but only 1 Mark I coming out the bottom. So we should see... There we go. Got bauxite flowing. But I'm not going to send that back up just yet. Because we need to figure out how I'm going to actually get the extra content. Like the extra volume. How to connect it all. But that at least has that stack of the main bus is now doing things. That's good. I guess we can just move on to the next one, right? I think that was quartz. Which I think is these ones. The speed. I don't know what those are. Those are doing a whole lot of nothing. Hole there. These ones here are the quartz ones. Okay, so they were on the left-hand side, and they have been disconnected, I guess. So it's these ones here. And yeah, okay, so they're not connected to anything. We'll go back to the machines and see what's coming in. Although actually my my spreadsheet should have a little information. And that is all coming from the western slopes. But where did I'm not sure if I've ever put in my quartz refining stuff here. I don't think I have. Green Valley. Oh, here it is here. Western Slope Resources. I feel like I should put that on a separate tab. Really, the only thing coming in is just the quartz at the moment. South quartz processing. And that's part of silica, and that's part of aluminum. It's on the aluminum production tab? Ah, that's where I remember doing it. Western slopes, devastator, throughput. Right, okay. Right. So western slopes. I'm going to figure out what's on Bone Crusher. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to put the labels on Mixmaster as well. Sorry for anybody that's scared of heights. I also wish that these were not peeking through. So I'm going to copy the signs from over here. Whoops, that was the wrong button. So I guess I just had it basically the number of cars. We're probably gonna have 5 cars on Mixmaster here. Oh, I guess we'll just put it there. 2, 3, 4, 5. I might do that on purpose. Confess nothing. There's Mixmaster. I want that to be a green sign, but it reads as green, but it feels kind of pale. And then I'll just copy that. And for now, we'll have to say 1350. But I'm not sure how that's going to balance out. So we'll do this. Eventually 1950. And then remove that and change this. Oh, I guess I was using sulfur for construction yellow. Cool. Freckless, hello. Hope you're having a good day so far. Welcome in. Bone Crusher, is that? This is the one that goes to the quartz. Yes, because it's got pink. Quartz. Quartz. Deuterium. Sulfur. We don't have labels on any of these. Okay. So let's this is the western slopes. I really wish that this would pop up. They overlap and then they don't. They have weird hitboxes. Bone Crusher collection station on the western slopes. Okay. That's bringing in probably both of those, not the coal, but it's bringing in the sulfur and then Caterium from over here. And that's untapped. And I don't know if it's bringing in the Caterium from up there. I don't think it is. Because those are ingots. And I don't remember. I'm pretty sure you want to refine... Caterium is the same. No matter what. So if we look at Western Slopes, quartz, copper, unpowered, coal, Caterium, 270. Right, so you want to... Caterium, it condenses down. So you want to smelt it on site before you put it on a train. So because you have a lot less to move. Change the trains. Yeah, okay. So I've got it. This train in particular has a lot of stuff that needs to change. There's quite a lot of resources in the Western Slopes. So it does not look like we're going to be tackling the actual train throughput of the Western Slopes. And it doesn't make any sense to do it until after update 8. That's fine. So I guess I can just do... Yeah, there's no point in labeling this train right now, because all of that is going to change. And I'm sure the throughput's wrong because we changed the train tracks. So, what we'll do, I think, next is... I guess we can just... I can't hook up the belts, but I can move... I can at least do the bus. And then we can leave these spaces here for Bone Crusher. And they will be able to connect to spots in here. This coal... We just did this the other day, I think, didn't we? No. That's not at all correct. Okay. Right, that coal comes from... I want to say... the other train. Scavenger, right. What are Scavenger's targets? Green Valley, coal, Scavenger train. Going to aluminum and Overflow. Okay. So we've got coal for aluminum coming from one place and quartz for aluminum coming from another place. Looks like it's time to take a break. I think the sun's going down. Very close to it. Yep. Yep. Cool. I can just jump on a train. I should be able to just build one here, right? Oh, did I leave it built? I think I left it built. I don't think I named it, so maybe I can't see it. Oh, we got time. I don't think I lost it. I think I just, I don't think it has a name. But it should still be on the map. I don't know. Basically, if I hook it, if I make a train here, and I set a route, then the other train will be in the way, so I can't do that. So I'll use the hypertubes to get there. It's fine. Maybe someday I'll have a hypertube network and I can just send you guys around the map on breaks at breakneck speeds. This is going to look really cool when it's done. The fact that it's not on the map, though, suggests that I forgot to... Yeah, I guess I did deconstruct it. I don't normally. Okay, I'll just make another one. Let's go... Constructicon 2, Megatron, and... I wish there was a way to do this where it wouldn't go in a constant loop. Like I wish you could say, just do this once. That would be enough. Actually, do that, and then... That's the Devastator hub. I think that's the station. Yep. Cool. Once again, folks, I take a break once an hour. It is that time. I will be back in 5 or 6 minutes. Well, I'd say I mistimed that. It's a longer trip. I think we should be able to get back. I feel like I can change... Just change it to the construction station. Edit. I'll get rid of those. And we'll do construction 1. It's fun to see the trains moving around again. They've been off for a while. Thank you, Cosmic. Appreciate it. I think this is what I did last time. As I was here and then I deleted the locomotive. So I think we'll just get off here. And then we'll just look at what needs to be hooked up again. So I've got these 4. Maybe we'll just put all of the belts in here. Remove some of this stuff. Would be nice to have a more permanent spot for those hypertubes as well. I'd still like to have the access to like the sides. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that though. I think we can delete. Yeah, these were the quartz bits. And I don't think there's anything on those belts. And that's going to be tricky, but I think we can do it. Oh, I should change my customizer color back to standard. Oh, of course. The one I choose is the one that doesn't have a receiving wall hole. Are those different colors? They are different colors. Is it me or does that look not straight? It's got to be my mind playing tricks on me, because there's no way it's not straight. Yeah, I think it's just me. I think you're right. I think it's just me. So if we make this little hub piece all connected inside, then I really only have to worry about in and out on either end. Oh, we are out of aluminum. Should dump some things out of my inventory too. This will look really cool once we start to decorate it. I did a much better job decorating the Metroplex build. That might be something I do on Tuesday, by the way. With Update 8 happening on Tuesday, and I want to test it, I might update my Metroplex playthrough to Update 8 and just see what it does and see how the computer handles it. It's a much smaller save. Same amount of hours, I think, or close to it. Well, I guess we can check that. Hold on. Maybe it's only 600 hours. We're coming up on 1,000 on this one. I want to say... if I load a game... There's Metroplex. 300 hours. Okay, never mind. I thought that was a lot more. So, not at all the same. Not at all the same. Where does that pop me out? Oh, right down there. Okay. Is there an entrance down here too? Yes, there is. Yeah, not even close to being the same. It's big. It feels very similar to the scale, but I guess that's because I kind of knew what I was doing, right? When they finally release the game and there's not going to be any immediate updates, it's going to be interesting to see what people come up with in terms of like mods or texture packs and things. I think that could be really interesting. I wouldn't mind changing a couple of things myself. Where are the alien guts? I guess they all go in here. I need some of those. I do like that you go faster if you come in the hypertube from a higher point. That part is cool. What kind of things did you change? These for sure. These things. I'd make hypertubes a little bit more symmetrical in terms of like the hypertube entrances. I would remove that weird light thing on them. I think it'd be better if they were more symmetrical. Maybe I don't want to remove all of those just this second. I'm not sure if I want to bring a train through here either. You can see where I've got the plan for it, where I've got the train track coming through, but I don't know if that's exactly something I want to do. These are all in the wrong spot. And this is that rock section. Don't know what that power pole is doing, so I'm going to have to take a look at that too. What are you powering? You're just powering the hypertube, maybe? Nope. I don't know what that was for. Three of 4. What are you connected to? Oh. You're down this way. This seems... Oh, wow. Okay. Powering something. Don't want to disconnect it. Do you go anywhere? Don't think so. Alright, that's obviously meant to be connected to something, so I'll leave that where it is. Maybe what I should do is change it to a upside down connector. And then I can just reconnect that to that. No harm, no foul. It looks like there's another connection, or there was another connection over there. I don't think I need these anymore. Clean things up a little bit. The problem, of course, with having a hypertube down there, while it looks cool, if you also run a train here, you run into that problem of like, how do you get, if I wanted to maintain this tower thing, like how do you get from center to like underneath it? You'd have to wrap it around, or like there's no way to do it because you can't send one thing through another and have it look cool. It'll work, but it'll be kind of dumb. All right, let's remove that. So the coal from this is the coal that's going to aluminum, and that is from Green Valley, right? Correct. So I guess these belts here are the ones that are going to be going to aluminum, and I could rebuild these, and then I guess we have to figure out where on the belt system we want to put them. I think we've got pretty much wide scale usage over here, so probably the ones on the bottom would make the most sense. So these two here. I don't want to get into like changing lanes if I can at all help it. Oh, looks like this is being used. I think I need to do something. I think I need to designate like maybe these middle rows are only for things that are being manufactured. And that way we can always count on these 9 or 12, I guess. These 12 rows being resource inputs, and then this middle row could be all the fancy stuff being built. Because when I do stuff like this, it's a real pain. because then I've used up these 3, even though back here those 3 have been used for other things. But of course, they become available when all of those resources are then tacked off to the side, right? So it's a little bit tricky. Yeah, I like that idea too, Cosmic. I like that idea too. And we could change the color or something too, right? Like we could change them to be purple maybe. Although that would be where all the fancy stuff is going, and then when you're over here, I guess you'd see some of it. But as these things stacks up, you're just going to see more and more stuff flying by. And I've done it here too, where I'm using a side belt for material. So I guess it really depends on what you're doing. See, all of these are steel or iron and bits, because all the iron is made in this and then it gets exported here, and very little of it gets back into the main bus. I guess the advantage of having everything on the middle is that we could use smart splitters, but the problem there, of course, is that, like, depending on how much you're making, only having 4 belts, 5 maybe, but 4 belts would be limiting. Because right now we're 3 right there would get taken up, right, for the next several hundred meters. Because that's a lot of wire. Wire is something I think in future I would make in the factory. I'd rather send ingots than wire in future. Because it would be so much more organized to have the coal coming in on these 2 bottom belts. Or at least these 2. Well, you know what? We've got the bauxite coming in here. We could put the coal in the top 2. We don't even need it. It doesn't even need to be 2. That's the other thing I got to remember is that because of the throughput balance, coal, it's only 1200, so it does need 2 belts. Okay. So it does need 2 belts. Even with the load balancing, it needs 2 belts. So we could just do it on these 2, and that's not going to run into any problems. And that makes sense because it carries farther than the quartz, so I can deal with that later. All right, let's do that then. Let's go with coal, and because I'm feeling really organized, let's just try something like this. I'm not sure what I did for that purple. A decision made on this stream so that in the next stream, I know what the crap is going on. Where's another coal belt? I want to see what this looks like with coal on it. What color should we make a coal belt? Gray. guess black doesn't really matter. Wait a minute, I aimed at the wrong thing. Black seems kind of excessively dark. What do we think? Black belt for coal or gray belt for coal? I think gray probably looks better. We'll save the black for something more. Maybe the black will be a good thing for accents on the actual build. All right, so I'll change my current. I wish this would indicate to you what hotkey it's on. I think that's the right one. Yeah. Keep on forgetting that this is the top, because in some places I still have the double wall on the top. Oh, need a new one there. Yeah, the black's too dark? I think so too. I think so too. That's not right. Yeah, I guess something I never anticipated was the belts just completely disappearing as the factory needs all the resources on the belt. I've seen people do massive main bus projects, but I don't quite understand how they've done it in a way that they never have like that overlap, or maybe it's just that they have so much coming on the belt, like it doesn't really matter. And because every belt is full, they're just using the splitters and the belt speed to pull off what they need. Maybe that's how it's done. I recently subscribed to somebody on YouTube that does some really complicated builds. I'm struggling. I don't remember their name right now. I'll post it in the Twitch, not in the Twitch chat, in the Discord if I think about it later. Somebody remind me if I don't. And I jumped in kind of midway through, and I need to go back and watch their playthrough from the beginning, which is a little bit strange because like it's a lot of very basic stuff that I know how to do, but at the same time, their build gets very complicated very quickly. So the coal actually goes in there. Right. Okay, so we'll end up doing the same thing I think we did along here. just farther along, so I'll do the same idea. And then I will copy these settings, paste them, but then change this to coal. Not sure I'm crazy about how close that is to the wall. But I think we could... Oh, wait a minute. I can't do that. Right. They can't go straight out because those belts are in the way. See, this is why I tend to turn things in. It's alright. We'd still want them to be in these positions. It's just that this is going to have to come down. And this, we wouldn't have to do doors. We could just do a regular 2 wall there, because the way that I've got these spaced out, we should be able to connect a lift without any problems. Oh, that was too far. And then the same thing we did before, we can just remove this part because we don't need that anymore. Those will go away. This will get switched. And then we can just bring these back up here to the right level. And it'll still look cool, because we'll still have 4 belts coming across here. I almost want to take that one down so it's all symmetrical. I could do that, I guess. Bring it around the side. Oh no, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Unless I wanted to bring them down to a separate level. Which is possible. That's something I could do. And I don't remember whether I'm changing the textures in here. So I'll just cover it up for now. But that will eventually have belts out. So we'll just do a temporary thing to there. Oops. So that's where all the stuff is going for aluminum. And I think that'll be a nice kind of like intake, you know, similar to what we have over here. That stuff going in, I think will make this look fancy and cool. So now I guess I can get rid of these. Slowly but surely we are cleaning up this old main bus. Yeah, I think it's worth it to do it slowly and carefully, because otherwise I could end up getting lost, or just end up with that overwhelm of like having to do everything from scratch. I think you talked about that earlier, Cosmic. You were talking about like, is this really something I want to fix and redo? Will it work when I do it again? I think ultimately when you do things like that, though, they end up being better. They end up going better the second time around. Thanks, Cosmic. I'm glad it makes sense, because I know that Satisfactory can be a kind of a complicated, intimidating game, especially when you're coming into somebody, you watch somebody that's on like 1,000 hours on one save and probably close to 1,500 hours in the game. You know, just because I stream so consistently. This might be some of the last belts. I think it's just the stuff on my right that needs to go now. Is that stuff there? I don't know if I'm keeping that platform or whether I'd want to train, because we've got those hover platforms now. I wonder if I could work out a way to make the train look like it has like a hover track inside a Devastator. One thing you admire about me is you're consistently streaming. Well, thanks, Leaguer. Or consistency with streaming. I mean, it helps that it's my job. And when you know, have it as part of your income, like, consistency is one of the first things I mention to people when they're like, hey, do you have any streaming tips? It's like, you know, find a day and a time, or days and times that work for you, and stick to it. I've actually had a compliment come from a friend as well, where, you know, their partner was checking out the stuff that I do, and they were like, you know, Joel shows up like clockwork, you know, give or take 5 minutes, it's 1 o'clock, you know, every day when I was streaming. I generally try not to be late. If I'm late, I usually have a way of notifying people. But I think consistency is good. The trouble with the consistency is that people have expectations. And so, like, if I want to not play Minecraft and just play Satisfactory for a little bit, I kind of have to still stick to those Minecraft streams. You know? So that could be kind of a pain. Gotta dump my inventory again. It's supposed to be Minecraft that has all the inventory problems. Alright, well, let's go do that. Yeah, I try to be consistent. I know that I guess the stream content can vary. Like, I can have days where I'm off. I can have days where I'm not as talkative. I can have days where I'm trying to work through something in Minecraft or in Satisfactory and I just don't talk as much. But I also think that I try to stay consistent with the schedule to try and alleviate that. And I've also been in situations where I have 100% not been in a good mood, and I decide to podcast anyway, and, you know, or stream anyway, and I will very often just cheer myself up. Just, it's weird, you know, it's that really annoying thing when people say, like, you should just smile more, you'll be happier, and it's, you know, that psychological thing is like, if you're smiling, you can't really be in a bad mood, which is crap. But it feels in a certain way, like when you have to be quote unquote on a stream to be entertaining and engaging and not boring, if you can fake it for, you know, 30 minutes, then you end up being in a better mood. Now, I think the podcasting thing puts me in a better mood because I spend so much time at home working from home alone that having a conversation with another human really kind of perks up my day. So I understand why the podcast stuff puts me in a better mood. Maybe I'm the problem with the inventory. Maybe you're the problem with the inventory. Maybe I'm the problem with the inventory. Who do you think you are, a moderator? Come on. MindTripMedia, I've enjoyed every stream that I've been able to catch. Well, thanks very much. And thanks again for the consistent support, MindTrip. Appreciate it. Speaking of consistency, And while I'm on the subject of consistent support, Patreon. Patreon renews automatically. It's cheaper than Twitch. I get a bigger cut from the support than I do on Twitch. So if you're looking for a way to set it and forget it with your favorite creators, check to see if they have a Patreon page. Cosmic has got it linked in chat. I think Leaguer beat you to it. But yeah, if people want to support the stream for as little as $2 a month, you can join the Discord, and it is consistent income for me, which means that I can plan to be consistent with the streaming stuff. So I believe that these ones are the quartz. Yeah, I really need to bring some of these and put them on the sidewalks, eh? These really make you motor. This is supposed to be raw quartz, I believe. Yep. Let's color that appropriately. Do I have a pink? I must have a pink somewhere. Don't. Here I am being consistent, telling you it's been 40 minutes since your last break. Thanks. Yeah, I'm starving. Oh, I don't know if we can do that standard. It's all right. We'll switch that. Let's do... I want to edit this. Why am I not... My brain is just fried here. Preset. Quartz. That is a bright pink. And I guess for the secondary color, we'll do like a purple. Looks more purple than pink, doesn't it? Yep. So these two belts are indeed the quartz. We'll just follow these back to see where they go. I think they've been cut off. I'm pretty sure that they've been cut off, and we have to rehook them up to the whatever, I think it's Bone Crusher, whatever train goes to the western slopes. Yeah, they stop right there. Okay, so we need to pick 2 more spots, and I guess we'll just pick the 2 bottom spots. Probably the right course of action. And that way I'll have to move those other things. So those bottom 2 spots are quartz. Yeah, so these 2 right here. Uh-oh. Box of shame. So we only run into trouble... Well, maybe we don't run into trouble. These 2 right here. Oh, yeah. That's where we have the issue. I guess I could do those 2 side by side. Sorry, I think it'll make more sense to have them in that stack. And then I'm not sure what we do with this section. Maybe it's better, like I know Cosmic, I was talking about doing this middle section as all output. Maybe we need to do the whole bottom. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, but here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've almost got twice as many sections. But of course, we've not done that in any other situation. We've just got coal ripping along the bottom here. I mean, it wouldn't be a big deal to fix. But we do have very active factories utilizing all of that. That is where it comes in handy to like create a power switch, and so you can just turn off the factory and so it stops sucking in items while you're moving belts around. Kind of like the idea of having things in the middle with the materials, like the things on either side of it. Yeah, me too. And plus, this has got a lot of room, so you can take stuff away from this at any point that you want, or load stuff onto it at any point. There is that. It would be more visible than on the bottom too. It just only gives us the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Well, 5 if we put something on the bottom. Yeah, that's tricky. I will have to think about that. And because we're losing the light, it's probably a decent time to wrap things up. So if my moderators want to let me know who might be streaming so I can pass y'all on to somebody either playing Minecraft or Satisfactory, probably Minecraft would be more likely, then I'll do that. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock Atlantic. That's UTC minus 4 hours now since the time change. And we'll be playing Minecraft. I don't know if I'll do a doubleheader tomorrow. This was a long day, so we'll see. But the plan is to go back and continue the work now that we collected all that stuff from the swamp in Minecraft. We'll be back working in West Hill tomorrow. And, of course, getting ready for the Spawn Chunks podcast on Monday, where we talk about the trial chambers. Somebody asked me about those earlier, and I forgot to answer. So tune in on Monday, or ask me tomorrow. Ask me again tomorrow live on stream, and we'll chat about it. You can, of course, follow me here on Twitch, social media, Joel Duggan, very easy to find. Check out the Citadel Cafe, my other podcast about sci-fi and fantasy entertainment. Thanks to everybody that supported today. Thanks to moderators like Cosmic and SweetSandi. I think Elkhorn was around on the Minecraft stream as well. Very much appreciated. Liking the way that this is coming together. The main boss is looking much tidier, much busier in terms of like the amount of stuff flowing along it, and I'm feeling a lot better about the way that this is coming together. So I am going to continue, and hopefully we'll get on to update 8 come Tuesday. So expect a bonus stream from me probably on Tuesday. Maybe we'll pop over into the Metroplex build and see what's up. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. We're going to pass y'all on to Sliced Lime playing Minecraft. I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.